Alright, you lot, welcome to this week's Hey Scotty. So where I take your questions and try to give you a straight answer, with usual Yorkshire charm, bit sarcasm and absolutely no filter. This week we're diving into Ubisoft's inevitable downfall, mind-melting madness of GTA 6, whether we've accidentally jumped timelines, and my dream car. Oh, and chaotic beauty are a special surprise at end of video. It's going to be a wild ride, so buckle up. But before we get started, don't forget to like, subscribe and all that bollocks. It helps the channel grow. Now, let's get into it. Getting all philosophical on us, Silver Bullet 903021 asks, how about this? Do you believe that we could have skipped timelines at some point, and that's why everything's so fucked? I know it's a philosophical question, but it does beg question. What happened to things we remember, but were apparently never a thing? Mate, I've thought about this way more than I probably should. You ever hear of Mandela Effect? That's old thing where a bunch of people distinctly remember something happened one way, only to be told it never happened at all. Stuff like Berenstein Bears versus Berenstain Bears. Or how some people swear blind that Monopoly Man used to have a monocle, even though he never did. There's even a whole chunk of people who think Sinbad played a genie in a movie called Shazam, despite it not existing. Now, some people say this is just misremembering, collective false memories, brain filling in gap, yada yada. But what if it's something bigger? What if we actually have jumped time? What if reality itself ain't stable? Think about it. Everything feels off. Society's dumber, games are worse, movies have gone to absolute shit. 1 minute Call of Duty were great, and suddenly it's some weird algorithm-driven microtransaction slot machine. What if, stick with me here, we're inside Matrix, and someone hit wrong button? Maybe somewhere along the way, someone pulled a hard reboot on reality, but we weren't supposed to notice. Most people just adjusted, but some of us still remember echoes of old timeline, one where things made more sense. Maybe that's why we all feel like something's missing, but we can't quite put a finger on it. Or maybe, just maybe, someone screwed with time travel. Some bloke got older a dodgy flux capacitor, did a bit of timeline tinkering, and now we're in glitched version of reality where Ubisoft still exists. Rockstar forgot how to count to 6, and Hollywood keeps rebooting Harry Potter before the last generation even grows up. So yeah, mate, I don't just think it's possible, I think it's plausible. Maybe real timeline is still out there, somewhere. Or maybe we were never meant to notice shift. Now, what do you lot think? Have we jumped timelines? Or is this just one massive case of collective brain damage? Drop your thoughts in comments. And if anyone has a time machine laying around, let's go find out. Cheers for the question, mate. That'll get some people thinking. Our regular Quizmaster Pirate Friendly Arsonist 9195 asks, Hey Scotty, if you were head of Ubisoft, what would you do? Mate, I can't believe you went there. You actually asked a question I've been avoiding ranting about for the last few months. I got a video coming up tomorrow talking about latest Ubisoft bollocks, so you're getting a little preview of my frustrations. Now let's clarify, are you asking what I would do if I were a Guillemot? Or is this hypothetical where I bought Ubisoft? Because if I were a Guillemot, I'd sell company and Gil. That's it. Just pack it in. In absolute state of their decision making over the last few years, they're destined for a slow, miserable collapse into irrelevance. That said, the shares have somehow gone up recently. Maybe Assassin's Creed Shadows has sparked more interest than it deserves. But let's get into it real quick. What if I took over Ubisoft? Oh, you better believe I'd be making some changes. First, I'd shut down garbage that ain't worth it. Skull and Bones? Gone. For Honor? Pack it in. Star Wars Outlaws? Yeah, I'm not convinced that's worth keeping either. Next, I'd cancel all dumpster fires stuck in development hell. So, sorry, Beyond Good and Evil 2, but you're done. No more rebooting projects that should have been buried years ago. Far Cry Battle Royale? Nah, we're not doing that. Then we got Just Dance. Look, we don't need a new one every damn year. Just release one good version, update it with DLC, and stop pretending it's some yearly innovation. And now for big one. Ubisoft's obsession with bloated, lifeless open world would be dead. We're bringing back proper, story-driven experiences, where games actually respect players' time instead of stuffing them with pointless map clutter. And when it comes to Tom Clancy games, they'll follow lore and grit. No more of this, let's turn it into a hero shooter bollocks. I want to raise what's already been done. Damage is done after all. But future updates and games, No more clown costumes in Ghost Recon. Now I know what you're waiting for. You want to hear me say I'd bring back X-Defiant. But here's the thing, I'm not sure I would. Hear me out. I'd sit down with Mark Rubin, go over everything he's learned from first attempt, and then we'd discuss how to build something actually worth playing. I'd take 1047 Games approach with Splitgate. New engine, fresh mechanics, better modes, proper polish. I'd essentially greenlight X-Defiant 2 rather than waste more time trying to salvage messes they've already made. And for current players, I'd keep servers running a little longer, just to keep community happy. There you have it, Pyro. Thanks for the question. Now to you lot. Tell me in comments how you'd handle Ubisoft. Next up, and coming in with a strong un, is your boy Ricky123, who asks, what if GTA 6 is bad? What if it comes out in state so many other AAA games have? What do you think will happen to gaming in general? Mate, I'm not going to lie to you. GTA 6 is going to be absolute shite. Alright, before you rabid fanboys try to burn me house down, let me clarify. That's just my personal opinion, because I don't like GTA games. Never have, never will. But setting my own bias aside, do you really think Rockstar is going to drop ball on something this massive? I mean, come on. GTA 5 is still hitting UK's top 10 sales chart over a decade later. They've been milking that cow so hard it's practically dehydrated. They know how big this game is, and they know they can't afford to screw it up. That said, will GTA 6 have issues on release? You better believe it. Every game does. If you're expecting a flawless launch, you must be new here. This isn't 2004 where games actually worked on release. But what GTA 6 is going to do to gaming, that's something we've never seen before. We've had big hitters, we've had epic flops, but Note will even show in shadow of what GTA 6 will do. And yeah, I'm not a fan of the series, but even I can see that this will be biggest launch at year. Hell, an entire generation. Games like Call of Duty, an afterthought, except for twonks permanently addicted to the daily dose of dopamine. And I've never said this about another game, not even X-Defiant, and I hyped that one up to hell and back. X-Defiant had potential to rival COD, sure, but it's not compared to what GTA 6 will be. Get ready, gaming industry is about to get hit with a nuclear bomb. Come autumn, or fall for you Americans, everything will change. But what if GTA 6 failed? Well, that'd be a wake-up call this industry needs. AAA publishers have been coasting on hype, over-promising, under-delivering, and treating players like walking wallets for far too long. If GTA 6 launches in a broken, half-baked microtransaction-infested state, and if players actually reject it instead of blindly handing over the cash, that'd send shockwaves through industry. Studios would have to rethink their entire approach. Right now, publishers believe they can just release half a game, patch it later, and milk live service nonsense until people get bored. GTA 6, of all things, proves that this don't work anymore. Then every major AAA publisher is going to be shaking in their overpriced corporate-issued boots. It's a bit moment where studios either wake up and fix the practices, or they collapse. GTA 6 flops, expect massive restructures across entire industry. Studios closing, CEOs getting booted, shareholders panicking. It'd be absolute chaos. But let's be real, is GTA 6 going to fail? Not a chance. Even if it launches in a disastrous state, it'll sell millions before anyone can even complain. So cheers for the question, Ricky. Now over to you lot. Will you be diving into GTA 6 on day one? Or will you be like me, sitting in the dark corner playing something else? Drop your thoughts in comments. Next up we got Connor Phelan 9825 who asks, Hey Scotty, what's your dream car? Mate, that's an easy one. A DeLorean. And not just any DeLorean. I want the DeLorean. Back to the Future time machine. Flux capacitor and all. None of this modernised EV DeLorean bollocks either. I want real deal. Mr. Fusion, time circuits, gold-winged doors that barely work, and constant fear of breaking down mid-time jump. Let's be honest, why would you want any other car? I could have picked a McLaren, a Ferrari, or some ultra-rare muscle car that makes people drool at car shows. But none of those can skip out to 2025 and go straight into good times. First thing I'd do? Punch in a date before microtransactions existed. Go back to when gaming were good. Maybe buy some Nintendo stock while I'm at it. Actually, scratch that. I'm stopping by 2010 to tell Rockstar, Oi, you ever think about milking GTA 5 for over a decade? Just don't. And you best believe I'd be pulling a Biff Tannen move, grab a sports almanac, make some wise investments, live like a king. Not too greedy, Just a little fortune built entirely on knowing which game studios are going to go down toilet. Now, would I ever come back to present? Not a chance. Unless DeLorean breaks down. And let's be fair, being how reliable they were in real life, there's a solid chance I'd be stranded in past. Probably somewhere stupid like 1998, just in time to get hyped for Half-Life. So yeah, thanks for the question, Connor. Now over to you lot. If you could have any car, what would it be? And if it could time travel, which first place you'd go? Let me know in comments. Alright, you lot, this is where we're going a little off script. I don't know if you caught it, but yesterday was VR Game Showcase, and there were a lot of cool stuff announced. But today, I want to focus on just one of those announcements. One that caught me completely off guard, in best way possible. Postal 2 VR, coming to Steam VR, MetaQuest, and PSVR 2. This is absolute madness. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you'll know I've never played Postal games. Not a single one. Zero. It's been one of those series on me I'll get to it eventually list. And yet, somehow, seeing Flat 2 VR bringing it into virtual reality has shot it straight to the top of my must play list. Because let's be honest, if you're going to experience pure unhinged chaos, you might as well do it in VR. For those of you who don't know what Postal 2 is, imagine being dropped into a most psychotic sandbox shooter ever made, where you can either try to survive a normal week doing mundane tasks, buying milk, returning books, or you can go completely postal and unleash pure insanity, an arsenal of absurd weapons, unpredictable NPCs, absolute carnage at every turn. It's freedom, mayhem, and controversy all wrapped up in one glorious package. And now, that chaos is coming to VR. Now obviously I've already wishlisted it on Steam. Release date's still to be announced. But from early footage and what we know about Flat 2 VR's past work, this is shaping up to be something special. I mean, you got fully interactive physics, VR optimized gunplay, and a city full of lunatics just waiting for you to dive in. So if you're a VR gamer and you haven't already done so, whether you're on Steam, Meta, PSVR 2, get over there and add it to your wishlist. Because this game looks absolutely insane. And I, for one, can't wait to experience chaos firsthand. Now over to you lot. Who's played Postal 2? And for VR crowd, what's your take on Postal 2 finally making jump to VR? Let me know in comments. And that's a wrap for this week's Hey Scotty, but conversation don't stop here. Join community, hop on Discord to chat with other like-minded legends, follow me on X for daily dose of gaming techs, and if you're enjoying content, consider joining channel membership to support show and unlock some exclusive perks. All links are in the description below. You know what to do. Smash that like button, hit subscribe and leave your comments and questions below. Oh no, I might just feature them on channel. I'll see you next time, you magnificent.